English is a very tricky language. There's all these rules, and then there's these exceptions, and then there's the pronunciation itself. What's more, some of the words are written totally differently than they are actually pronounced. So here's a little video to help you pronounce 10 words that are said differently than they are read. Hello, my name is Callum Hems and I am the host here at Hedgehog English. We help you to improve your English pronunciation, pick up new phrases, vocabulary, idioms, and give you some tips on grammar. So, if you are new here, please consider subscribing. So the first word on our list today is crumb. Notice here that the B is not pronounced. It is not crumb, it is crumb. So the B, forget about it. A crumb is a small fragment of bread or cake or a biscuit.
So partially to avoid the crumb situation, give that a mix with your fingers until the texture's crumb-like.
Probably won't get as nice a crust or as nice a crumb.
And the second word on our list today is numb, which funnily enough rhymes with crumb and also omits the B. So again, it is not numb, it is numb. Like in the song, the Linkin Park song, I've become so numb. Okay, I won't sing for you again, just to get the point across. So numb, not numb, numb.
These charts can numb our brains to criticism.
Draw them away from numb surface details.
I was empty, I felt numb.
Okay, and the third word on the list is thumb, like this thing on your hand, thumb. It's not thumb, it's thumb. So yes, if you haven't noticed by now, we're doing an episode about the silent B.
You might have the fat thumb syndrome like I have.
A simple rule of thumb emerges.
And when we hold on to her, we put them under the thumb and through the fingers.
And the fourth word on the list is comb, the thing that you use to organize your hair. Comb, which again is spelt with a B, but actually not pronounced with one. And it's also not pronounced cum, thankfully. And it's also not pronounced quom, like com actually in .com or company. It is pronounced comb.
Partly because you were never supposed to comb your hair in front of anybody.
Having to get up like an hour before everyone else to dry your hair and style it and comb it.
And had her comb her hair straight down her ears.
And let's have a nice bang for the fifth word, which is bomb, which is spelt B-O-M-B, very similar to comb, C-O-M-B, but funnily enough, doesn't rhyme comb and bomb. And I have heard some people say bomb, but no, it's not bomb, it is bomb.
In the main by a fear that the Germans would acquire the bomb first.
But they don't just bomb hospitals.
And it was based on the standard SD-1400 armor-piercing bomb designed to sink heavily armored ships.
Okay, and on to some trickier words that still contain the silent B. We have plumber, spelt with a B, and I have often heard my students say plumber, and I had to tell them time and time again, don't pronounce the B, don't pronounce the B, don't pronounce the B, because you're driving me insane. It's plumber, not plumber, plumber.
Massimo Tamburini. They call him the plumber in Italy.
You open the yellow pages, it says 24-hour plumber, rapid response. Here's the telephone number.
While holding down part-time work as a political advisor, a plumber, a dress designer, a tennis coach, a travel agent.
And the seventh word is climbing. And again, I've heard a lot of my students say climbing, and that really does aggravate me because it's not correct, it's just wrong. And I know that it reads climbing. It's not climber, it's not climbing. The B is silent, we omit the B. It is climbing.
So if you go climbing, you're worried that you're going to fall.
Pale, misty flowers climbing up a white wall.
Can't be climbed on one's own. You need a climbing buddy. And in this context...
And the eighth word for you is debt, like when you owe some money, debt. It is spelt with a B, debt, D-E-B-T, but it's not pronounced with a B, it's det. And this one actually is very interesting. It was the scholars from the Middle Ages, and when they were deciding how to write this word, det, they actually traced its roots back to the Latin, and you have the Latin word debitum, but it came through, I think, French, and it ended up being pronounced det, so the spoken word lost the connection with its Latin roots. So when the scholars were writing it, they decided to keep the B from the Latin roots in the word det. So that's why it's pronounced det, but spelt with a B. Debt.
Slowly, they may see the debt that their habit of trying to fix, or they can do it by increasing government debt.
It's as if we're paying off the Greek debt every year.
And the ninth word is subtle. If you don't know what subtle means, it means like barely noticeable. It's a very small clue or a hint. So a subtle hint, like when you're at a party and you really want to go home, but you don't want to announce out loud that you want to go home. You want to just catch the eye of your friend and go, and your friend obviously knows that you mean, hey, should we get the hell out of here because it's boring? But you don't say anything, it's just all with the eyes. So it's a subtle hint. It's a small, very almost unnoticeable hint.
The bright flowers capture attention, standing out against the subtle colours around them.
Is a very subtle version of asymmetrical sleep.
You may not agree with religion, but at the end of the day, religions are so subtle, so complicated.
And the last word on our list is doubt, which is spelt with a B, but again, not pronounced with one. So D-O-U-B-T, doubt. Interestingly, this shares its root with the word double. If you look at the word double, D-O-U-B-L-E, double and doubt, we can trace them back to the Latin root of the word two, which tuo or duo, duo, D-O-U, right? And doubt actually is when you're in two minds about it. You have two thoughts about it. On the one hand, you want to go through with this thing, and on the other hand, you have some doubts. So you're in two minds. So I think that actually when you trace these words back to their Latin roots, you can understand why they still have those kind of pointers or clues to their history. And these scholars have actually chosen to keep those. So doubt, D-U-O-B-T, doubt.
But rather than instilling doubt, it should inspire confidence.
So there's no doubt about it. It is a great plane.
And there's no doubt these are the main protagonists of the painting.
Well, I hope that you found this video very interesting, and if you have, then okay, I wanted to make a subtle hint for you to subscribe, so I'm just going to say it out loud. Please, if you like this video, then hit that like button and subscribe. And if you want to further improve your English, then check out the book's English File. As a teacher, I've used many course books, and these are by far my favorite ones because the material, the content is all really up to date, and it's well compiled, concise and clear. So I hope that you will have fun in an educational way when you use those books. And if you want to keep watching my videos, then here is another video of things that you might be pronouncing wrong, and here is a recommended video for you. I will see you when I see you.